Warning, the following video has not been approved by the Comic Code Authority and is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Comic Assassin. Today is day 21, and I'm actually going to try to not only make this video today, but actually upload it today. So if you've been following me this whole month, yes, I've been making videos either ahead of time or on the day of. But this weekend just was hectic with my son's birthday, Father's Day, and all that. So, next day I wake up and it's like, oh man, I didn't finish uploading that video. But I'm going to make this one and upload it. And it is Monday, and we are doing, once again, another mini-series Monday. Once again, mini-series or one-shots. Today I am highlighting one that I thought was a pretty fun read. But I would like to know more about this whole thing that Marvel did back in the day, and that is Dark Reign. And today I'm specifically talking about Dark Reign, Sinister Spider-Man. It's a mini-series. There's 4 issues in this run. I'm going to give you a rundown on them. But basically, Dark Reign is when, if I'm not mistaken, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm very ignorant about the whole Dark Reign thing. I'm just now learning. Basically, during the secret invasion event that they had with Marvel, basically Norman Osborn comes out to be the hero, right? Like, he kind of saves the day, and thus kind of creating this Dark Reign type of event. I'm sure there's more. There's a lot of miniseries. Some I've actually shown that I've picked up, but this is the one full run that I've actually picked up and read. I mean, it was pretty fun, but this is Dark Reign, Sinister Spider-Man. So let's just do a quick review. Spoilers are, there are spoilers. Heads up. So basically, we are not dealing with our normal Spider-Man. We are dealing with Matt Gargan, who we also know as the Scorpion. Well, Matt Gargan had been, in touch with the Venom symbiote in the past. All right, so he eventually now has it, and he's actually acting under Norman Osborn, who's kind of the leader of all superheroes, everything. And now he is Spider-Man. So Matt Gargan and the Venom symbiote is Spider-Man as a part of the Avengers team. Alright, so it starts off with, boom, General Wolfram, right? This guy running around in a wolf suit, basically talking a whole bunch of Nazi stuff. He's robbing a bank, and boom, our Sinister Spider-Man shows up. Anyway, this gives you a hint of how Matt Gargan is, right? All of a sudden, like, look, he's already seen the ladies, right? He loves the ladies. And he gets there, he goes, hey, listen, Wolfie, I'm hungry. And he says, so, and then chomp. So, basically, General Wolfram was not successful in robbing the bank. He made out with the money, but where'd that money go? Basically, Sinister Spider-Man, he goes on a little pleasure spree, right? Because now he's got all this bank's money, and he spends it on a professional lady. And our old friend, Jameson, is the mayor of NYC. And so now Jameson's over here getting grilled about the crime rate going up just tremendously. Right? So he's the mayor, and you know how Jameson is. Like, he always wants to pass the blame to somebody else. But anywho, when he's leaving this meeting where people are like, hey, the crime rate's out of control. What are you planning on doing? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this doctor comes up to him. His name is Dr. Gunderson, and he is wanting to work on basically a rehab program for superheroes, supervillains, things like that. Actually, he specifically says supervillain rehabilitation program. Anyway, Jameson, angry like always, gives him the boot. Right? He's not having nothing to do with it. He's like, get out of my face. Gargan then shows up to, I guess, Osborn's place with the female professional, in suit. Look at her. She looks like she's got like the Craven set up, right? Fur and all. Basically, they exchange words. Gargan's mad. Well, Wolfram is not dead, alright? The Nazi Wolfman guy is not dead, but Mac Gargan did take a little piece of him. He's in the hospital, all of a sudden, this guy shows up in the hospital, goes, I'm the Redeemer, right? And even Wolfram's like, oh my god, you're the Punisher. He's like, no, I'm not the Punisher. Meanwhile, Jameson's going back to his house, and someone left him a little present. Old Candy's dead. The female professional is dead in the bed. And so someone's setting things up, and the Redeemer over here is actually pulling a team of people together for this redemption project. And this is a really cool panel. The Hippo, Dr. Everything, which, think of Dr. Manhattan, from Watchmen. Dementoid, General Wolfram, 11. And that is issue number 1. I probably didn't do it justice, but it's a fun read. Now, going into issue number 2, basically, now the cops are in there investigating, like, Mayor, it doesn't look good that you got a dead professional lady in your homestead here. Meanwhile, Gargan is doing his thing, but Gargan's now Gargan's mad. He's mad at Osborn. He's mad at Jameson. He's trying to put things up behind the backgrounds. Like he's pulling some strings. So basically, he goes in there, and he's meeting with separately. He meets with 2 of the heaviest gangs in the area, right? And he's in there to pretend like he's somebody, and then later he just busts in with the symbiote suit, and he's like, so-and-so from the other gang set you up. So basically, he's creating a gang war, right? And this is ticking off Jameson beyond belief, right? So the gang violence is out of control. Meanwhile, here's old, he goes there, he smashes people up, and then he spends his extra time with the ladies. Let's see here. Now back to this redemption project. It's kind of silly, it's kind of funny, but basically it's like therapy. It is a therapy thing that he's wanting to do to try to redeem supervillains. So basically he has them basically in a circle, and it's like, hey, who wants to go first? Who wants to talk? And Hippo, tells a story about, one day she was just a normal hippo in a zoo, and then somebody came along and zapped her, and then she became a special hippo, and Dr. Wolfram's like, I know what you're talking about, my friend. We used to be werewolves, and they pretty much cut him off. It's like, you were never a werewolf, and then he cries, like, I know, I'm a fraud. So, but anywho, they all talk, and it's very humorous. Dr. Everything, just like Dr. Manhattan style, is like buck naked. They censor him out right there, and basically he's like, I'm just here because this is interesting, But anyway, they're talking about this plan that they have, and basically it goes back to John Jameson and Osborn, and Osborn's like, look, hey, you got a problem, we have to fix this. I'm sending a guy in to help fix this crime problem. And who does he give Jameson to help fix this crime problem? All the gang violence? Sinister Spider-Man, right? The one who's been pulling the strings the whole time. That's issue 2. On issue 3, once again, love the cover. I love the artwork in all of these, cover and inside. I thought it was very fun. And most of the comics start off with like this little Dear Diary. The little fun inserts. This is something I normally see with like Deadpool comics, but they were really fun to read. It kind of lets you know kind of what's gone on in the past and what's, kind of sets you up for the book. So they're really fun. Anyway, gang violence is, continues to happen. And basically, now since he's a part of the team to help solve the gang violence, Spider-Man's in there, or I should say Matt Gargan's in there, making Jameson even more mad, pulling his strings. And that's when he finds out about this little festival, like the Big Apple Festival that's about to occur. Right? And so this is getting Gargan's wheels turning. He's like, okay, what can I do here? Anyway, about that time, before the festival even happens, there is a threat, like a threat of a nuclear weapon. And of course, Osborn, Jameson, like, Gargan, go handle this. So he goes and handles it. And all of a sudden, there's the group. The Redeemers are there. And basically, it was all a ploy. They're like, for some reason, they know that he's bad, and they want to redeem him. So they're like, you're either going to do what we tell you to do, what did they say? Or we'll put you down. And their demands were, they want a public apology for their victims. They want them to attend and participate in anger management classes, and will donate an amount of time to be determined, but to be no less than 1,000 hours to charity work. So it's very comedic, and Gargan's like, you set all this up for that? That's really? He's like, no, we're not doing it that way. We're going to have a fight. Some of them do actually get some blows on them. But overall, Gargan wins outright. Leaving the Redeemer with no arms. Alright? Chomps off all his limbs. And that's pretty much how this one goes. Oh, but then the Redeemer's like, no, we have a plan B. And like, what's a plan B? It's like, basically now he has pictures of our not so nice Spider-Man in action doing certain things that I think he's going to make exposed, right? So on to issue number 4. Once again, love the cover. Beautiful cover. Another entry. Alright, I'll show that one yet. So anyway, the festival is about to happen. He's just gearing up. Just chilling with the ladies once again. Right? So, Sinister Spider-Man he's a pimp, dude. He is a pimp. Anyway, basically the Redeemer, knowing what Gargan has done, actually calls both the gangs together, and he shows them the pictures. He's like, hey man, you've been played by the Spider-Man guy. Like, it's all going down. And now they're like, hey, we're sorry. We're all out here trying to represent. Like, let's go after Spider-Man, right? So Spider-Man is supposed to be making an appearance at this little festival. So Osborn also pulls in 2 other members of his team. We get both Bullseye and Dakin, right? Wolverine's son. So they come into the mix. And this is what was real fun, even though it was kind of weird about like what their whole role was. But Bullseye's like left eye or right eye, and Dakin's like, which one would be more challenging? Because from this angle, using a yap dog, left eye. Anyway, Bullseye lives up to his names, throws this dog at Spider-Man right into his eye, right? And so now you got him running around with this yap dog stuck in his eye. Pretty freaking outrageous, but then big battle ensues and some really good scenes in this one. Between Sinister Spider-Man, Dakin, and Bullseye. But as you can imagine, and there's also the gangs in the background as well. Well, you know what? Everybody's put down, and who's left standing? Spider-Man. And of course, Jameson knows kind of what's going on. Like, he knows that Spider-Man is not a good dude, but the other people in there are like, you know what? Spider-Man's the hero. So they give Spider-Man this big companionship, and then he rides off into to celebrate. Right? So overall, it was a fun read. I definitely hope that you've checked this out. I should have said what year this was from. Let's see. 2009. So, it's well over a decade old. But a really fun one. I really wish, where's Peter? Where is the real Spider-Man? I do honestly not know. I have not read that much into the Secret Invasion stuff or the Dark Reign. But anyway, this was a really fun one that I wanted to share with all of you. It's kind of the anti-hero scenario, and a little bit more so, especially when you got Garg in there pulling strings and creating more violence. And then at the end of the day, he is considered the savior of all it, right? So pretty fun read. So there you go, mini-series Mondays. Hopefully I can keep these going because I got a few left to read. And this one just stuck out with me because it was a fun one. So hope you thought so. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will check y'all later. All right, peace.